Hello and welcome to a very special Park Life Sport podcast. We are joined this afternoon by our rugby league correspondent Jack Conlon and our special guest Errol Carter, who is at the University of Gloucestershire in his final year studying
product design,
studying product design whilst also trying to handle playing rugby league for various teams. Just back from Australia for the Performing Four.
It was for Turkey, so it was the Emerging Nations World Cup, so like a Tier 2 World Cup basically.
I, for one, actually watched a little bit. I'm not a big rugby league fan, as Jack will know. I'm more of a Union boy, but I did try and watch a little bit of footage from that Emerging Nations. I've watched the Union equivalent. So when I was watching it, it was kind of I wouldn't say it was amateurish, but it was kind of the step I see rugby league Emerging Nations compared to Union Emerging Nations. I feel like there's quite a
big
gap in terms of...
Yeah, basically this tournament is basically a stepping stone. So for Turkey, they've only been playing domestically for about 4 years now, and the national team's only been going for a year or two. So it's like basically just to raise awareness, get sponsors, and get more funding into the club basically.
When you were playing, what were the standard like? I mean, obviously you're used to League One over here with the All Golds first and now Coventry. You know, how did the standard sort of differ between
different teams? Competed differently. So although it was sort of we each had our own group, each group was seeded. So Group A was the top seed, Group B was the second seed, Group C was the lowest seed, and we're in Group C purely because we've only had one international before. So although we won all our group games, and we won 3 out of 4 games, we actually finished 7th, just because of the way it was seeded. But the top teams like Niue, Malta, they're top end League One Championship standard. So we had 2 Super League, 1 Super League player, 2 NRL players. So we had Jansen Turgott, who was at Hull, now is at Salford. Aidan Caesar, so the halfback for Canberra, and Emery Gula. So Aidan actually couldn't play, had a hamstring injury, and Emery Gula was trained with us, so did Aidan, and then he got called up for Australia under 20s.
Okay,
so he
lost
went over
him.
to there. But sort of Malta, they had like Jared Semu, like Niue, the Islander teams, they were really good.
Yeah. How important do you think heritage players like that are for, you know, especially the growing nations like you yourself? Yeah. Where's your heritage from, so Turkey-wise? My mum's full Turkish and my dad's full English, so that's how I qualify. Yeah, because I want to say you played for obviously England students as well.
Yeah, during the summer.
You played for the Sevens, didn't you?
Yeah.
I know March was...
Transferred to Union for a little bit.
Yeah.
What was that like?
It was really good, yeah. So I only started playing league when I was 18. So I was always Union and Sevens based, and so at the uni there's a Sevens programme. So me and a guy called Gareth and Kieran Leeson, who's left now, we sort of helped run the Sevens programme, sort of as a group of 4 or 5 students, ran it for everyone. So yeah, that was really good.
Is it sort of split loyalties then in your household between the Turkey and England?
I wouldn't say that, but yeah, you could say.
So back onto the Emerging Nations World Cup. You know, obviously it was massive this year for the likes of Turkey, Malta. Do you think that we will ever in rugby league get to a stage where we can have a World Cup maybe that's 20+ teams, something like that? Obviously for the minute we've got 14 that compete, but do you think it's growing? Do you think it's getting there?
I think it is growing. So tournaments like this are the reason why it is growing. Like there are teams out there that need game time, need the exposure. So it all got televised, which is good. It's only good for the game. So with I know about Turkey, obviously we got all the sponsors, even the tournament organisers. So Nigel Wood was out there, the International Rugby League, the chairman, is he? So he was congratulating us, saying, "Oh, we didn't expect you to do so well," all that kind of stuff. But yeah, I think it's just more people need to get involved, and then the way they distribute it. So at the minute, obviously, the expansion clubs have gone down, but even the established clubs, you know, York last year, they've just got relegated into Championship. Absolutely smashed Bradford this season in League One. The year before, they almost withdrew from the league because of financial problems. So I think they need to get the sort of foundations right and then build from there. But maybe 10, 20 years time, who knows what will happen.
Onto League One as well. You mentioned York, how well they did last year. You're obviously continuing with Coventry.
Hopefully, that's hopefully the plan. So I've been speaking to them. Obviously, been on Australia for sort of three weeks, just over. Delays, sort of talking with them as such, but I've been speaking with Sangi, the head coach, and we've come to agreement. Just need to get some stuff
Get everything sorted, yeah.
Yeah.
But you're nearly there, just about.
Just get over the line. Just need to sign. So.
What are you hoping for 2019 with the Bears then?
Just to stay injury free again.
Yeah.
So obviously they've lost a few players and they've gained a few players. They've announced a couple of Australian signings, a few other signings from other players as well. But for me, just get back into the team. So obviously play the first half of the season and then playing witness, got a slip disc in my back, so I missed a couple months for that. And then with the England stuff, that was when I just got back fit, so I was in and out of the team. But yeah, I want to put a real marker this year and push on for sort of highs honours after I leave uni.
I imagine one of the highlights of last year must have been that Hunslet game.
Yeah,
the last game of the season.
That was unbelievable.
Yeah, are you hoping for more of that this year?
Yeah,
then?
so
with the big games.
With the Hunslet game, we played them previously during the year, and first half we competed, and second half they just blew us away. The week before we were up in Workington, and they were pushing for promotion, so they got into the playoffs. Nearly got promoted actually. They were one game away from getting promoted. If they won, they would have gone to the championship. And we turned up with one less sub, no travelling reserve. So instead of 4 subs, we had 3, and we almost beat them. It was the last, I think it was the second to last minute. We obviously the league has 6 tackles.
Yeah.
The ref called an extra tackle, and then they scored off that.
Yeah.
So to go from that and then to the Hunslet game to beat them, when they came there looking to, in their pre-match game thing, they said we need to beat them with a real high score so we can get into playoffs. And yeah, very good win. Very happy.
Moving on to a little bit of sort of uni stuff in terms of the league game. So it comes to me, it seems to be that you're involved in 3 teams then at the minute. So in terms of your rugby, in terms of university rugby league, how much of importance is that to you compared to the other 2 you're currently playing for?
I'd say it takes priority now. Obviously the professional season in League One, that's not taking part. So I'm fully committed to the uni team. That's why I came to uni, was to play rugby basically. But as soon as the League One season starts, I'm still involved with uni rugby. It's just a case of managing, because obviously some of the trainings clash. So last year with Coventry, they said we need you to train on Tuesdays and Thursdays, so I couldn't train with the uni team. But I'm still involved as much as I can be, and even on an off-field role, like helping with the coaching and match days and stuff. So,
so you came to. So did you play much rugby league before uni, or was it at uni that you really? It was
the summer. No, it was the year before. Sorry, the year before. So I started playing. I did my A levels. Started playing league after that, and then I signed at Broncos. And during that time in the academy, I did a personal trainer sports massage course. Okay. So yeah, I did that for the year. What
was the reasoning behind your switch? You used to play union.
Yeah, I just wanted to try something new. So it was actually a Challenge Cup game. So I saw it on TV and thought I wanted to try. I thought it'd be a bit more space for me. And so my local clubs where I lived down in Hampshire was Southampton or Portsmouth. So I rang the Southampton coach, Glenn Timon. He's done a lot of community stuff within like South West England. Gave him a call and said I'm interested to play, and went down to play. Played for them for however many games were left, like 5 or 6 maybe. We won like the South East Challenge Cup, and then I went to sort of Broncos and Oxford, who were in League One then, had open trials, so I went to both of them, and then Oxford offered me a contract and Broncos offered me a pre-season trial. So I was travelling up to London sort of 3-4 times a week for that, and then they offered me an academy contract, so yeah, got a bit more of opportunity, so I went for that.
Do you miss playing union?
Yeah, massively. Massively. I get in the league, obviously the main game is to hold possession and get to the end of your sets, but sometimes I'll kick off, I'll get tempted, I'll go for a chip, something like that. But
so in terms of the uni side, so for some people that wouldn't know, you did have the uni worked with the All Girls, didn't they? So it was like a semi-professional.
Yeah, so the uni owned the part of the semi-professional team that was associated with the uni. So was that a chant? That was a Gloucestershire-based side mixed with the uni. Yeah. So what happened with that? Basically, the Gloucester and Oxford had a really good youth system, and Gloucester had a really good men's system, and neither teams were getting sort of the fan base required to sustain it long term. So Bristol, after the World Cup in 2013, I think it was outside of like the northern heartlands in London, and they had the biggest?
Bristol had the biggest draw. I think it was that a international game there.
Yeah.
And that drew in a decent crowd, and so that was sort of meant to be the start, I guess, of quite a big uprising of rugby league in Bristol. But it has since seemed like it's not going to happen now, which is sad. But the All Golds and Oxford folded to apparently make this team.
They were meant to merge and move to Bristol, relocate, and the league said, we'll give you this year, go out the league and you can organise it, set yourself up for next year so you're ready. But yeah, that hasn't happened.
Is that a problem for rugby league, the fact that as the more south you get, because it seems to be we all know that majority of the rugby league is up north, but what kind of, if you had to try and come up with some kind of solution as to why or how you kind of progress the game in the south?
It's just not played. No one knows about it. Everyone plays union. The same with up north, everyone plays league. I think the main thing is obviously educating from a younger age, introducing it into schools, introducing it into clubs. That will help massively. So people growing up with it, rather than like me, I was sort of only introduced to it at a late age, and I got an opportunity and got quite lucky with it. It's just knowledge and introducing people to it, because I'm sure, like I've said to people, give it a try. If you like it, you like it, and then 50% like it, and then they carry on with it. But
do you think it's a case of, so in terms of your injuries, comparing them to league and union, have you had more with league, or have the injuries been more severe with league compared to union?
No, not at all. They'll all be the same, really. It's a completely different game, but a similar skill set, if that makes sense. Just the way that you play it, the tactics.
It's just the collisions are big, aren't they, in league?
Yeah.
Big impact collisions.
Yeah, you get a bigger run-up. So.
Yeah. So sticking with sort of the union league, how, in terms of looking forward, how are you looking in terms of as a team?
This year is a bit of a rebuild year for us. So over the last 2 years, we've lost a lot of senior players. So 1 year, I think we lost 14 players, which is a full team almost. So this year we've got a lot of freshers, which is really good, because they've got the opportunity to then sort of build a club over the next 3 years. A lot of them haven't played league before, so they're still learning the game. So that's why this year the results haven't been as sort of dominating as they have in the past. So the previous years we've sort of gone seasons losing 1 or 2 games, whereas this year we've lost 2 games already. But no, it's a good season. Everyone's real good people, good blokes, and they're all there for the right reasons. It's just a case of them learning the game, and then next year they'll be in a lot better position.
In terms of the freshers this year, have you had quite a lot of freshers?
Yeah, massively. The majority of the team are freshers this year, which is really good. They're all first years, and even there's a couple of second and third years who have played union or not played rugby before, who have wanted to try something, so that's really good for us.
Well, you yourself have moved into a different role, haven't you, this year? Obviously you were club captain last year. This year you are community and welfare officer.
Yeah.
What does that sort of entail?
So that's basically if anyone has any issues or problems that they don't want to talk to the club captain about, they'll come to me, and that involves things like talking with Ben, the head coach. So if people want to go into play outside of uni, talking to them about what their options are and things like that. It's basically being a bit of a council of guidance, basically.
Was that sort of a natural thing for you to step down? Well, not really step down, I guess, as club captain, but sort of switch over roles and give that captain sort of title to someone else.
Yeah, I just wanted I had a great year doing it, but give someone else the opportunity to do it, you know. Someone, Will's doing it, he's doing a great job, he's loving it, and then I'm still involved with the club and still enjoying my role. So
and just finally, this afternoon, big game against Loughborough.
Yeah,
I think I saw something on Facebook yesterday. It's 2 years ago since you last beat them.
Yeah, so
and I remember, I think I went to that game and it was quite, I remember the scenes at the end were quite chaotic, to be honest.
So Loughborough, always their biggest rivalry, so their first team with us. Traditionally we've always been sort of the top 2 in the league, other than St Mary's. And I think the previous year, I think we came close to them at home and got smashed by them away. And then this was the year that we only lost 1 game in the whole year. And we were winning, I think it was 14-6, and we scored a try last minute. That was me. And then Steady got a kick right from the touchline, scored it, last play, blew the whistle, and everyone came on the pitch and just crowded round. was crazy. Yeah, great experience.
Are you hoping for similar scenes this
Hopefully,
afternoon?
Yeah, hopefully.
Do you fancy chances?
Yeah, we're speaking to Ben, the head coach, and Mason, the captain, and he was saying that this is the strongest squad that we've put out all year. I've only been involved in the last 2 games, so I've missed the first 3. But yeah, we've been training real good this week and then the week before. So hopefully put some wrongs that we've had the last game.
Well, we wish you all the best. That's it from us on today's Park Life Sport podcast. Make sure you follow our social medias on Instagram, Facebook and Twitter at parklife_sport, and we'll see you next time.